Hi, I'm with Caroline, and Caroline has just completed 28 days for a happier and healthier menopause. Caroline, how were you feeling before you decided to join the group experience?
Well, the noticeable thing was the lack of energy, just complete lack of energy, really. I sort of would go to bed tired, wake up tired, feel like a nap in the middle of the day. It was a struggle for quite a few years, and feeling like wading through treacle, really, most of the time. And I said I have some better days, but yeah, on the whole, I mean, there was a period of time as well when if I did anything that was slightly energetic, I would have an energy crash of a couple of days. And in fact, I did go to the doctor about it, who just basically said, "Oh, well, you just can't burn the candle at both ends anymore," and that was it. That was the extent of the advice. And yeah, and hot flushes initially, and then those disappeared, and then night sweats kicked in. So yeah, all in all, it felt, and lots of overwhelm, just feeling completely overwhelmed most of the time, really, as even the simplest things seem to be really difficult to manage. And given that in the past I've been a chief exec of an organisation and handled budgets and staff and projects, and suddenly organising even the slightest domestic thing seemed to be like a herculean task. It was just like, yeah, it sort of felt really like going mad, to be frank.
Yeah, and that's the same for so many women. I wonder if once you were thinking about joining the group, if you had any reservations.
I didn't, to be honest, because actually you and I met in person at a meeting of the Stroud Business Women's Network, and you obviously just knew so much about the subject. And at that time as well, you gave me the advice about using magnesium, taking magnesium supplements before I went to bed. And suddenly my disturbed nights just disappeared, and I had 6 months of sleeping through every night, which was just glorious. It was just wonderful. So talking it through with you, I could see that you actually really knew what you were talking about, and you were very practical and down to earth and understood it yourself. You know, you've been going through it too. So yeah, I didn't really have any reservations. In fact, I was sort of very enthusiastic. The only problem I've been having was actually because of the general sort of condition I was in, trying to get a time organised to actually meet you and talk to you further was proving tricky. So I was actually really chuffed when I found out you were running the 28 days, because that just gave me that structure that I needed. It didn't depend on me trying to fathom out my diary, which even that seemed a Herculean task at the time.
Oh, brilliant. And well, we know you had a benefit from speaking to me 6 months ago, but did you find you had a benefit right from the start in joining the group?
The first benefit was just hearing other women going through exactly the same thing as I'd been going through, because, as I said, sometimes I just felt like I just couldn't understand what was going wrong. I felt like I was going mad, and yeah, I mean, I was thinking, just how early does early onset dementia start? You know, I was even beginning to wonder, maybe I've got that. So it was lovely just hearing other women going through exactly the same and saying the same thing, that they'd had really responsible jobs, and that they found themselves not being able to handle even the slightest thing. Yeah, so it was just that real relief to begin with, of like, oh God, it's not just me then. Because the conventional medicine, the doctors just were saying, well, it's menopause, it's just a phase of life, you just got to get used to it, it's not an illness. Obviously without any understanding of just how difficult it can make life.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you already alluded to the process, but I wonder how the group structure and the process worked for you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed meeting the other ladies. I enjoyed hearing their experiences, and everybody was really understanding and very friendly. So it was quite a supportive way. And it was just nice to see everybody else having those like, wow, I really didn't realise that. That explains it sort of moments as well. And yeah, nice having the Facebook page so that you can keep conversations with each other in between the sessions. Yeah, just really liked the way that it's been set up. And in fact, it's probably almost easier doing it over Zoom rather than meeting in person, because there's initially, obviously, you don't know all these other people. And you're talking about something that can be a bit quite personal, and somehow, I don't know, but Zoom almost made it feel like a bit of a safer environment. If I'd been sort of with people face to face, I might have been a bit more shy about sort of talking about some of the stuff. I don't know why, a bit strange, but there you go.
You're in the comfort of your own home. I think that might have something to do with it. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
What would you say then for women that might be interested in this? Was your best result from it's a 5-week experience? We say 28 days, but it's roughly over 5 weeks. What would you think your best result is from that?
The best result is definitely getting my energy back. I feel almost now back to normal energy levels, sort of pre-menopause. I can't believe now that I can actually get through a whole day without wanting to put my head down and just go to sleep at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that's been the real revelation for me. Huge benefit as well, and the disappearance of the night sweats. Through your advice, I've cut out carbohydrates, well, processed carbohydrates and processed sugar from the diet, and yeah, the night sweats have just disappeared. And now if I have something, like I might have a sneaky cake, because my daughter is really good at baking and she bakes these fantastic cakes, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult to resist these all the time, so I might have a little sneaky bun, and then I get the night sweats back in the evening. I get a real quick direct result from eating the processed sugar or carbohydrate again. So yeah, that's been fantastic, not having the night sweats, getting the energy back, and also the feeling of overwhelm seems to have disappeared as well. And suddenly I'm sort of like, yeah, of course I can get that organised. That's no problem. You know, why did I used to think that was a problem? So it was, yeah, those. I think for me in the menopause, everybody's different, but those have been the 3 main ways that I've struggled in the past few years. So it's, yeah, I just feel like I've got my life back, really. It just feels so lovely. Not just for me, but I think I'll be more fun to be with for the rest of the family as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you for sharing your experience and being so honest.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for sharing all your knowledge and enabling me to reach this stage.
That's brilliant. Long may it continue.
Absolutely.